This is Jesse Miller with Pacific Housing Association. We are Hawaii's first and only dedicated resource for both affordable and market rate long-term rental housing providers. So, to help elevate our rental housing industry, our nonprofit works tirelessly to bring industry resource information to our members in case it can help enhance their rentals. So, today, I have the pleasure of connecting with Glenna Mares and Dana Palumbo of ServPro, which is one of our association's valuable industry partners. In the next 10 minutes, we'll learn all about ServPro's services for our members, whether you manage a smaller rental property, a single family home, duplex, triplex, or a large community with thousands of units and everything in between. So, Glenna and Dana, happy to meet with you both today. Let's say I've never heard of ServPro. At a very high level, what solutions does your company provide its customers here?
Well, thank you so much, Jesse, for having us. We really appreciate it. ServPro. So we have 6 franchises here on the island of Oahu as well as Kauai. We service all of Kauai, and we are a 24/7 emergency restoration company. So we can service anything from, when that toilet overflows or a pipe bursts and there's water damage, and we can do all of that. We can do mold remediation. We can do asbestos abatement. We also can do construction services as well. So we can put everything back after all of that has gone on. So we've been here for over 14 years now, and we've developed a lot of great relationships with different businesses, insurance vendors. We work with a lot of insurance companies and associations as well. So, our team is really well equipped to really service during such a stressful time for homeowners, or even people that may be renting, regardless of what it is. We can service that and help guide them through that process, because that's something we deal with every day. And that's not necessarily something folks deal with, on a daily basis, as far as having claims or having to work with the insurance companies. So we really pride ourselves on the fact that we've been able to do that on island very successfully for the last 14 years.
Awesome. So our rental housing organization members, they manage a wide variety of rental housing types, right? So we've got some that are in military housing, managed military housing, or student housing, as I mentioned, big and small. Of the offerings that you provide, what solutions apply based upon like property size, or if it's like a high rise versus a mid rise versus a whole bunch of single family rentals?
Great question. Yeah, so we service all of the above. We can be out in one day at a single family home or a duplex or condos. So, we do get those phone calls from property managers where a pipe burst on the 15th floor of a condo and it went down from the 15th floor down to like floor 5. So we definitely are equipped to handle large situations like that. So what we can get out, we're 24/7. We'll get out there right away, and we'll assess, set up drying equipment as needed, just depending on what the situation is, what type of water classification it is, if it's contaminated or not. Our teams are trained in understanding the different categories of contamination. So, we want to make sure we handle things as quickly and safely as possible to prevent any further damage. But we are really well equipped to handle anything from it could be a 500 square foot office cleaning, or general cleaning, all the way up to like having to demo an entire house, or if there was fire damage and the house burned down, we do full rebuilds like that too. So we really do it all in a day. It can be any type of job throughout the day.
Anything beyond housekeeping, if a housekeeper to walk into it and it would make them panic, that's when we come in. We're
Right.
housekeepers or your regular maintenance type of staff. We're when it's beyond maintenance and it's beyond housekeeping, you need to call in the big guns. It can be like Dana said, it could be your toilet overflowed and your bathroom is a mess. It could be that, or it could be up to, an entire condo unit from top to bottom had a flood. So.
Got it. Awesome. Well, it sounds like a pretty comprehensive service, which is great. Let's talk service area. So which islands does ServPro operate within?
So our franchises, we actually have 5 on the island of Oahu. So we operate here on Oahu as well as all of the island of Kauai. So, but the thing is, we've got customers, contacts, property managers. If they've got something even on, anywhere they can call us and we can respond. But Oahu and Kauai are the primary, areas where our franchises are located on island. We're happy to assist anywhere. Kauai's been open for about a year now. So Kauai, there's not as much options out there. So we're excited to service that island.
I
Awesome.
will say, just to put a plug in, there are ServPro franchises located on Big Island and on Maui that we do not operate them, but they offer quality service as well in the same areas of service. We just like to toot our own horn a little bit on Oahu and Kauai.
Yes.
Totally. Well, I don't think it's a secret that there's a significant need for more housing in the state of Hawaii, especially affordable housing. And that big push is, how do we bring the public and private partnerships together to create more housing? So if we've got companies and groups and folks who are building housing, developing new housing, what types of solutions does your company offer that they should be aware of and why?
My husband is a builder. But since he could hold a hammer, I think he was building. So we've ourselves personally experienced the struggles that come along with putting a house together from ground up, or a condo building together from ground up, any type of, multi-unit families. Challenges happen when you're just building. Accidents happen before you even get flooring in the house.
Yeah.
So we're here to help in the situations where, I mean, we have done jobs for contractors who were in the middle of construction, and the plumber came out and had the plumbing in, and then the sheetrock guy comes in after the fact and he busts through the pipe as he's putting up the sheetrock. I like to say, if you have a toilet or a running sink in any property, there's a good chance you're going to need our services at some time, and that could be during the building phase, or you've lived in the home for 15 years. If you have running water or electrical, we do a lot of fire damages too, unfortunately. We had a property that we took care of. The contractors had some chemical they had on a rag and they tossed it in the garbage. And then the next guy came by and threw a stamped out cigarette in that same garbage can. Left the property. Next day, the house was engulfed in flames because it took a while for the reaction to happen, but the garbage can caught on fire, and that was during a remodel. So any phase of, it sounds scary, right? We sound like we're scaring people of what could happen to their properties, but it does happen. And that's when you need our help. And that could be in any phase, from you're in construction to where you've lived in the home for a long time.
Gotcha. So shifting gears, so technology continues to evolve at a very fast pace, breakneck speed. How does ServPro stay competitive with its offerings in comparison to other providers?
So in our industry, or for homeowners need as well, when you're I can speak from personal experience. If I walked you into our kitchen, we were out of town for a couple days and the water supply line leaked under our fridge, and we now have to demo our kitchen. So I have personal hands-on experience and empathy with what our clients go through on a daily basis. But urgency, we need to act urgent with a sense of urgency from the time we get the call. And that's communications, that's estimating, that's getting approvals. So we use technology that scopes quickly. It scopes the job. It sends information off to get estimated. Our estimates get back to us quickly. We can get approvals quickly, and we can start progress quickly. That's one thing. Another tool that is proprietary to ServPro, we have what are called ERPs. It's an emergency ready plan. And that is something that a homeowner can have an app on their phone, and they can create it themselves, or we can actually come to the facility. Let's say you live in a condo, we can come there and we can create this emergency ready plan for the entire structure. And it gives you things that you need to know in case of an emergency. It lets, if you have a fire damage and you have the alarms blaring in your apartment building or your home, who do you contact? At a home, it's fairly simple. You're going to contact 911. But in a commercial structure where it's a condo, you're going to have some sort of probably third-party vendor that manages those security systems, or maybe the sprinklers, or maybe you have electric doors that are malfunctioning. So we help outline who are all those key contacts that you're going to need to reach out to in case of an emergency. One, so that we can start repairing the property sooner, but two, so we can make the person in charge that has to direct all this activity for repairs, they got all their key contacts together in one spot. It could also be your insurance policy? Where is that saved at? Do you have a water shut off somewhere? Where is that saved? Do you have a power panel that needs to be shut off before anybody can touch anything? Where is all of that housed? So that when we arrive, we can perform services quicker. It even tells us, where do we park on property? Hawaii's a
Wow.
little tight on parking. Where do you want our service vehicles? Where can they get in and out of that's not going to cause a problem on your property? So I like to think that that is a huge win for ServPro. I haven't heard anybody else that has that type of software that is you can have on your cell phone
Yeah.
per owner.
ERP. No, that's fascinating. I hadn't heard of that until just now. So a lot of really good information, and thank you both for sharing everything ServPro offers. So if somebody wants to learn more about your guys' company and services, where would you direct them to? How would they get a hold of you?
I would give Dana's phone number out, but I don't know. We are 24-hour services. So our phone number would be the best place to go because
Okay.
we will answer the phone 24/7.
Yes.
If they want to find us online, you just Google ServPro and I think you'll have a spot to pop in your zip code. But yeah, just pop in your zip code and it'll direct you to the nearest ServPro.
Perfect, perfect. And we can put your guys' information in the description of this interview as well too. So really appreciate everything. Thank you both for sharing all about ServPro and your guys' company offering and supporting Pacific Housing Association. Again, if you want to reach out to Dana or Glenn at ServPro, we're going to put their information in the description below. And again, thank you both. And this is Jesse Miller with Pacific Housing Association signing off. Aloha.